I just took a DNA test. Turns out I'm 100% that mix. No cap. Hey there guys, how's it going? Thank you very much for tuning YouTube to spread the love, not STDs. A couple of years ago, I decided to take a genetic DNA test to figure out where exactly I'm from. Now, the test in question that I took actually isn't this one. This one I believe is from Ancestry.com, whereas the other one that I took was from 23andMe. Going into the test, I knew that I was a couple of things. I was Asian, I was South American, and I was European. And to no one's surprise, I tested for all three things. But wait, that doesn't add up to 100%. In fact, where did the other 5.7% go? So we looked at the results and turns out I was all of this as well. Learning all of this changed a lot of things, and it changed a lot about how I viewed me being a multiracial person, and just, you know, having fun with the what ifs and what had happened down the line for me to even become all these things here and there. But it also reminded me of growing up as a multiracial mixed race person in Queens, New York. And as I've mentioned before in my channel, I grew up in Queens, New York, which already is known to be the most diverse part of the world. There are so many races and so many cultures and so many languages spoken here that it's really hard to tell exactly how many. These days, it's so common to meet someone mixed race. In fact, I would even argue that it's probably cool and even attractive to meet someone mixed race and to guess, where exactly are they from? What are they mixed with? It's almost like a guessing game. You'll see someone who's like, they kind of look white, but they also kind of look mixed. And it's a fun game to play nowadays, but that wasn't always the case. And growing up in Queens, New York, I had to deal with a lot of adversity being mixed race. Growing up, a lot of people couldn't comprehend the idea of me being a mixed race person. It was very hard for me to explain that to people that, hey, yeah, I have two parents from different cultures in different parts of the world. And so every single time I had to meet someone, I had to explain to them, yes, my parents are from two different cultures. And it was always such a shock for people they could just try to comprehend that in their head and be like, no, I don't think so. You're lying. Like I always got people telling me, no, you're just lying. And it's hilarious because every single time I even on this channel, I used to tell people where I was from, and people just couldn't get it. They were like, no, I think you're just Asian, or I think you're just Hispanic. And as you can imagine, growing up, that led to a lot of racism. I dealt with a lot of adversity and a lot of racism. And not just outside of my race for people who couldn't comprehend me being multiracial, but I would say that most of the racism that I dealt with was actually from within my culture, from within my race. I would have people from different Asian cultures or from different Hispanic cultures who would always make fun of me. I was always the outcast. I was always the person that was not pure blood. I wasn't purebred, you know? And it was very hard for me to grow up, for me to be accepted within those circles, within those communities. And I felt like I always bonded with people outside of my race. I always felt like I bonded with people outside of my culture who didn't look like me, who looked like something else. And, it's growing up, it just made me learn how to deal with racism in a sense that a lot of people don't necessarily get to do. And it's kind of hard for me to think about where we've come as far as a country now as we did 20 years ago. However, racism is still alive and well. And it's just, I always find it sad whenever I see a story about, someone who's just literally walking down the street being Asian, getting beat up just because they're Asian, And, for me, it was hard for me to accept that, people didn't like who I was. People didn't like how I looked because I didn't fit an archetype to them. I didn't fit a particular racial profile to them. And, now that I look at these results, I think to myself, man, this is sexy. This is like, for me to be multiple different things, it's sexy, Anyways, I just wanted to have fun. I wanted to make a quick video telling you guys about my genealogy. And I want to know, do you guys know exactly what you guys are mixed with? And if you ever took a DNA test, I'm genuinely curious what your genetic breakdown is and, what exactly you are. And if you learned of a different race that you didn't otherwise think about, let me know about it. Thank you very much for watching the video. I hope you enjoy your day. Bye-bye.